Hello folks. Well, in an ideal world, you can leave a biplane fully rigged because there can be something of a pain at the field to set up. And I don't know about you folks, but when I go flying, that's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to spend an hour putting it together at the field. Now, this particular design has a rather neat solution to that. It's not perfect by any means, but I think it will work rather well. So here are the interplane struts. I've sanded them to shape and given them a coat of that distinctive blue. And I've drilled the ends to receive these split pins. Now obviously the split pins are too long. They need to be cut. And the concept's this, that these struts remain in place on the lower wing, connecting this split pin with the other split pin, so you can swivel them back and forth. They're set at right angles to one another. And then the split pin at the top, if you imagine, obviously shortened, you have a hole that you can put a rod through both the front and the rear spar, and then by putting a fine elastic band around the end of it and hook round, it holds it in place. And because it's on the underside of the wing, it's very inobtrusive. So what I'm going to do is cut these split pins to length, epoxy the the upper ones in place at right angles to the flat face, and the others will have to be fed through the lower wing and also glued in place. So I'll get these cut and we'll glue them in. I'll show you how the whole process is going to work. I'm going to try and integrate the rigging using shearing elastic and a couple of hooks, so that on the field I only have to hook up two lengths of line per side. We'll see if it'll work. Here then is how David Boddington solved the issue of rigging and unrigging a biplane relatively quickly. I think it's a rather neat solution. If I zoom in, you can see that there's a wire running through the eyelets, one obviously on the spar and one on the wing at both ends. And what you do is you put this wire through, little bend at the end, and an elastic band, in this case it's a white elastic band, prevents the spars from sliding off. To remove it, all you do, in this case I've used a white band, and against the silver it doesn't show up very much at all, so you simply remove that, pull the pin out, and the spars can come down. I think it's a rather neat solution to a problem that we all face with biplanes. The next one is how to simplify the rigging of the rigging, and I'll do that in the next part. Well, I've worked out how to put the rigging on, and there are two lengths of shearing elastic only in this setup. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but it's definitely visible, and I'll explain how it works. I've got tiny little hooks in the positions on the fuselage, two at the bottom and two on the top of the cabin. And to undo it, you simply unhook and unhook and unhook and unhook. And that will take just a shorter time to put it back up at the field. So if I repeat the process in reverse this time, and I'm reaching through the wing here of course, but you get the idea. So bottom to top, top to bottom. It's rather awkward leaning over the top of the... Wait a minute, let's try that round here. The varifocals aren't the best when you're doing jobs like this, but it's not insurmountable. And there you go, rigging done. So I've just got to repeat on the other side, and I know it adds drag to the model, and I know that many people don't bother, but I think it makes a world of difference just to have it on. There you go, one more step closer. Oh, and by the way, this contraption here is one that I used when I was doing rigging for boats, model boats. Something I came up with. If you look back at some of my previous videos, you can see how I used it. I found that useful for lashing up the rigging itself. Hope you found that useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it if you do. If you haven't subscribed, why not join in and subscribe? It costs you nothing to do so. Take care, folks.